Hi Leo, welcome to Sophquest. I'm Spence. Welcome to your weekly reading for the week of November 1st through the 7th. And this week we're going to use two gorgeous decks, the Sacred Earth Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno with the artwork of Leela J. Williams, and the Thelema Tarot artwork by Renata Lechner, and the book as well. Alright, so, at least I think so, I believe so. Alright, now I'm going to start shuffling while I tell you a little bit about the astrology of the week. It is a new moon week, first of all. So Thursday, the 4th, is the new moon. So that's probably the highlight of the week. And with every new moon every month, it is a new way to open ourselves up to making a change, a new beginning in the season that we're in, right? We are in Scorpio season, and that's about the deep feelings. So it could be a new way that you feel about your life, about yourself, about your family that you grew up in, about your future, your fears. It could be a lot of things, but it's a new way of doing something, a new way of thinking about it, a new way of feeling. So that's all new moons, right? And of course, full moons are about the culminations of things and closing out things. Now this is, a seasonal cycle. We do this. We have 12 seasons in the zodiac cycle, right, in the zodiac wheel. And this being a season of water, and the deepest water, it is Scorpio. So this is about a transformative time. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and that is about transformation. So it is a pretty deep one, I have to say. Also, the new moon is opposite URANUS, the sort of planet of surprises and spontaneity and sometimes rebellious change. So I think this could be expect the unexpected. You could have a whole new feeling about something. You could have a new idea, a new thought that changes your feelings about things. But I think it's going to affect you pretty deeply. And I think it's going to embark you on something new. It's going to carry you out here for the end of the year. Now, it also will be, it will have an effect, I want to say, there's your card, on connection. It will have an effect on the rest of the year because we're moving into eclipse season soon, and that'll be at the full moon. And so, we revisit these sort of blueprints in the sky and the configurations of the way the planets work. So we will talk about it throughout the next couple of months. But let's talk about also, we've got Mercury trine Jupiter on Monday. I like that for beautiful open-mindedness and great conversation. So if you need to have a conversation, Monday may be a good day. The next day, Tuesday, if it's a more difficult conversation, you need to problem solve, especially if it has to do with power struggles or standing up for yourself, well, that's on Tuesday. The 4th is that new moon, and it is a good day to put your thoughts, your feelings, even write down any new intentions that you have for what you want to change, especially in the deep, okay, when it comes to the deep. The very next day on the 5th, which would be Friday, Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into Scorpio again, maybe talking about those deep feelings, maybe about what we thought about with the new moon. And then Venus, the planet of love, money, and beauty, moves into Capricorn, getting things grounded, working them out for the long term. So we could be talking about finances, we could be looking at bills, we could be looking at debts, paying things off, saving money, saving for the holidays, things like that. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of the gist of the week. Now, let's shuffle and pull these out while I am asking you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Let's bring down the cortisol, right? Lower the stress. Get some oxygen in the brain. I did shuffle these plenty previously, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little more. Connection is your card for the week. Okay, Leo. Connection. All right, I'm going to read a couple of excerpts out of the book for you, see what that has to do with, and then we'll look at the spread. I'm going to read horizontally and vertically and big picture for you today, and you're going to see every single card on the table. I'm also going to tell you the 3 cards under the deck, which is usually the internal subconscious stuff that's sort of coming to light. So we'll go there. Okay, I like it. Let's go ahead and cut the deck and lay them out. Connection. All right. Whew. Major Arcana. Are you considering a new job? Changing jobs? And if not a job, then perhaps, let's see, a commitment. Wow, you have some strong major arcana right now, Leo. I know you guys have been having some pretty big readings of late. I think you've been going through a lot. And I think that you've been, this year, with this Uranus and Taurus and all these changes, I just think that this has been a very big year, but really for all of us. But I know it has for you, Leo, at least for the people who have heard my messages, I think. Okay, wow, yeah. You're coming to a pretty big decision. I think you're at odds about it, or if not at odds within yourself, maybe at odds with others about making a very important decision, about potentially ending a particular commitment, which could be a job, it could be a relationship, could be anything, and going into a new commitment. It could be, if it's a relationship, one person feels one way about it and the other person feels the other way about it. That's a potential as well. But first, let's look at the word connection. Okay. Connection for you, Leo. Let's look. Could be about relationship itself. And for, each and every one of you, it's going to be a little different, obviously. Okay, connection. The earthly meaning. Find yourself by losing yourself in conversation, in a story, or in someone's eyes. Try being vulnerable, emotional. Be moved to deeper understanding right now. Empathy is required. Let the pain, the suffering, the love, and the joy of others find a home in your heart. Accepting another without reservation means accepting yourself as well. Wow. It says, focus on the subtle divine force inside of you and recognize this force is in all things. The force is with you right now. Sorry, I had to say it. Forgive me. Sorry. Yes, Star Wars fan. Recognize this force is in all things, for it is, and it is everywhere. Separation from the energy, beauty, grace, and power of the divine is an illusion. Right? Can't be separated. So feel the fertility and the everlasting peace of that within you. Through the love of the Divine Mother, through her love, life unfolds with endless blessings and new chances, right? Yeah. You two are on a journey. Every cell of your being knows the way, and your destination is guaranteed. Love without boundaries. Wow. And that doesn't mean love without personal boundaries, okay? It means love without too many definitions of what it should be. That's what I think Tony Carmine Slater meant when he wrote that line. Try not to define it so rigidly the way you think that love should be, that you're not open to realizing, feeling, or being in love in new ways, right? Because the first part of that message said to sort of open up to empathy in a big way. It's going to be required from you right now, empathy. So if you're not used to being comfortable in your feels, Leo, or at least about the deep stuff, it may be required of you right now. And I do think so. First of all, connection is a very important word. Because it's not just connection in one relationship, it's how you have relationship altogether. And how well you have connection, period. Can you truly, deeply connect with others, right? And even if you can, are you with someone else who can? And just those issues, and how has that either been embraced in the relationship or not been embraced in the relationship, which has caused division because there wasn't enough empathy, enough connection, enough vulnerability, and enough sharing. And I think that this is a big theme right now for you, right now in Scorpio season, the deep water of sacred, private, intimate, devoted love. Now, whether or not you're with someone or apart from someone romantically, whether you're capable of having that kind of deep love relationship, starts with you. It starts with whether or not you are comfortable being that open with someone else, right? And the reason I say that it's within you and how you sort of show up in those kinds of connections, deep, abiding, devoted love, is because under the deck, I'm looking at what I see internally, sort of subconsciously trying to come to the surface in Scorpio season to be healed, right? Because we do heal wounds, especially old familiar patterns. I'm looking at the Judgment card. This is usually a wake-up call. It's when the angel says, hey, I'm really trying to give you another chance here to look at it differently, to bring new life to this, to bring new life to what? Love. 2 cups. The I am, you are, the we are. And the equality of that. And the 6 of cups. A love from the past, when love was good, when love was sweet, when love was kind, when love had tenderness and affection and peaceability, maybe romance, depending on what kind of relationship this is about for you, Leo. This is about when it was good, and remembering that. And is it even possible that there's a second chance? Now, we are going to be going into a Venus retrograde in December. I think it's December 19th. So, not until that is over, which really doesn't close out until March. If you are going back to someone or if they're coming back to you, these sort of themes and issues may be playing out now for the next few months, the next 3 or 4 months, because Venus is going to be in Capricorn, about how we actualize for the long term. That's Capricorn. How we actualize for the long term with rigid structures and the way we do things on the regular, right? Venus is going to be there for 4 months instead of just 1 month, because it's going through, it's going through forward motion over the next month and then backward motion for a couple and then forward again. So this theme could come up for you with the Judgment under the deck, Leo. That's what I think is what I want to say with the 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups combination and the Judgment. Okay, so if this is about a romantic relationship or a friendship or a family relationship, this theme could be coming up for the next few months and working through it. Working through it because the Judgment card always promises a kind of grace. Like a grace period. Yeah, I think you might be in a grace period. And if you don't feel that way right now, Leo, if you could embrace the idea that you go down into the depths of your soul, remembering when love was good and kind and sweet, and you just simply have empathy for that and reverence for what it was, then you can remember how good it felt and how easy it felt. And to bring that ease back into your life. In this season of Scorpio, it doesn't feel easy. It feels uncomfortable, especially when there's a Uranus opposition with the new moon that says, new way of doing things right now. That doesn't feel comfortable. It's a little shocking. So, across the top, the Wheel of Fortune, a change is afoot. Could be in a marriage, could be at work, could be a new job, or any other kind of commitment that you're making. But let's remember this is Taurus and Uranus is in Taurus. So kind of under that I'm seeing the 5 of Wands, and that's sort of Uranus and Taurus to me. It's like there's a big change happening here. That's what I'm seeing. And Taurus is about the established old way of doing things, right? It is. So it's the way we do it traditionally. That is changing. And that is opening up the pathway for a new way. A new way that you actually really want, Leo. Okay? It's a new way that you really want. So there is a change happening here. And you do want it, Two of Wands, but also the Page of Wands. It can make you feel like you get a new lease on life, okay? But it could really be interruptive and shocking. Like it really could surprise you that you go back and you think about these old times. You're considering your deep feelings in Scorpio, and you realize that all the problems were based on maybe old familial patterns, and you've come to some realization and you decide you want to work on it, on yourself, and thereby your relationships. It's like wanting to work on why you've been arguing for the sake of argument instead of working on how you really want to change something inside of you in order to have differences play themselves out so that everyone feels valued. We can have our differences, but how do we treat each other in the relationships with the people that we are committed to? Because I'm looking at that. So with the Hermit, you really have been looking into the past, because he's facing the past, and you feel right now in Scorpio season, Scorpio is the death card. In Scorpio season, you feel exhausted. You've gone a very long road carrying this heavy load and knowing that you just could barely go one more step. You can't go on doing it the way you've been doing it. This is what you've been looking at. Something ended, something changed, something drastic. And you're really having to look at why. This is the why. Why did we get so hurt? Why was it so exhausting? Why did we go through so many trials and tribulations? What did you want? What did I want? What did you want? What did I want? Because it's will, right? The wand suit of fire represents our will. So this is, someone exerting their will, and someone, and someone, and someone. That's a lot of energy coming in. So that's a lot of trying. That's a lot of effort, isn't it? So let's look at the under the deck again, because you're being awakened. This is about how you used to feel, the way it used to be, the connection. Maybe not this particular one if you ended a relationship, but maybe all of your connections. Maybe it was just easier when you were free to be me, and now you got a lot of baggage and it's hard to let it go. So you're going through these internal changes, perhaps, like we all are, right, Leo? So you feel the change, and you feel like there's an opportunity here for you to actually change something inside of yourself because you want to. Not because someone else is telling you need to change, because you want to. Because you've looked deep inside with the Hermit card, and you realized, wow, I've learned something here. Maybe it was in Virgo season, right? Between August 22nd and September 22nd, right? Was it during that season, perhaps, when something happened and you had to say, okay, I want to change something. That's what I'm saying. I've looked inside. I want to change something with that Page of Wands and that Wheel of Fortune. Because, we are talking about some type of commitment here. And the interruption, you can see the 4 wands usually represent the home, the 11-11, getting along well in the home, peas and carrots, happy home. But when that 5th wand comes in, it's like an interruption in your day. It's an annoyance, it's an irritation, it's a problem. It's a battle of wills. And it becomes discord, dissension. And it changed something, it ended something. It ended maybe peace of mind, could have ended the relationship, could have ended your commitment to it, could have ended a job. Maybe a job ended and it caused relationship problems. But, you know, those are 4 major arcana across the top, wheel Hierophant. A change in something that you were committed to, some kind of thing that you always did, in the way you always did it, right? Traditional way of doing something. And then Hermit Death is like looking deep within and making a drastic change. That something was ending and something beginning anew. And that you're wanting to figure out why it's been such a sticking point. What's the problem been about? Wanting to figure that out, looking at it with the Hermit. So down the vertical in the last line, I have the 2 of Wands at a crossroads and ready to go down a new path towards what you want, because you are willing to put in the work internally, understanding why it's been such a struggle. What has all the effort, putting your willful self forward, or the other person doing that, the battle of wills, what's it been about? What was the source of contention? Why was it such a struggle when it used to feel so easy, so lovely, so good, so beautiful, so happy? And where the connection got broken, and whether or not now the connection can be repaired, or you could just have taken this life lesson and learned about connection itself so that you can go forward in your life in a new way, having changed a bit internally in your deep feelings, the deep wounds in the pain body, the old trauma bonds, the hard stuff to let go of in Scorpio season. This is a change internally with the Hermit in Scorpio season. Don't give up. The 9 of Wands always says don't give up. In Scorpio season, you're going to get there. You're going to get there. You're 1 wand away. It takes your will. It takes your will, Leo, to know what you want. And I think what you want is for it to stop being so hard, to push back at life, pushing back. Maybe, not wanting to change something like Taurus, and then Uranus comes in and says, oh yeah, well, Uranus and Taurus all year, squaring Saturn 3 times this year. That's change, going from the old way to the new way of having, well, not only relationship, but the way we do things all together. This is a big change for you right now, Leo, and I don't know what this is about for you, but you do. It has to do with connection, and it is something you want to change within yourself, and you have the capability of doing it. And I'm saying it because I know you care. This is someone who deeply cares very much about having a new chance in life. And I think you'll get it. So take it. Take your chance. Take that chance, Leo, to change what you need to change what you want to change within. All right? I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude every single day, and I'll talk to you again next week. Thank you so much for being here, Leo. I'll see you then. Bye.